Good morning. It's Wednesday, April the 15th, and welcome to the beginning of the live stream for Fit for Life, making you fit for life. In the 5 minutes before we start, I just want to talk about consistency, about how to exercise and consistency, because quite often, most people, I think, know that they need to do more exercise, and particularly as you get older, you are aware of the fact that you're maybe not doing as much as you should. But, you know, where to begin? And some people get very enthusiastic, especially at New Year's resolution, got to get fit, whatever fit means, actually. And then, so they go out, they join the gym, maybe not you, but you start walking and you do it and you get really enthusiastic. And then after about 2 or 3 weeks, you think, oh, I'm exhausted, I can't keep this up. So I would say that the reason I'm talking about consistency is I think little and often is better than going out and exhausting yourself and then giving up. You should do something every day. And this is not, these exercise classes or this sort of starting you on an exercise journey for some of you will be used to exercising, some of you won't be. And these classes are 3 times a week, but really in between those, you should be doing something. What you need to get is a moving habit. So you need to do some movement every day. It doesn't need to be strengthening. If you just do these exercises, these classes 3 times a week doing the strengthening, that's probably okay. Although there are other exercises that you can do. But get into the habit of doing some sort of exercise every day. It doesn't need to be formal. It doesn't need to be in a class like this. But one of the people I used to work with used to get Post-its and put them around the house. So up by the kettle, there was maybe squat, where you cleaned your teeth, maybe stand on tiptoes, just so that you remember, because it's easy just to go about normal day-to-day stuff and then forget. And these exercises aren't just for the lockdown. They should be for the rest of your, hopefully, long and quality-filled life. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We need to do it. I mean, you clean your teeth every day. You need to do exercise every day. You wouldn't leave a car in the garage for 20 years and then expect it to work first time. And that's the same. Keep a record of what you do. I've been running for 34 years and I've kept just a little note every day of not every single run, but I mean, nearly every single run. I found a diary from 1987. Running diary the other day. God, I was fast then. I was very fast then. One thing I was thinking of doing is we've just started this and we haven't got any way of measuring progress. What I might do is I won't do it live, but I might do a separate one to show you. We'll do a series of exercises and you can time yourself. And then maybe in another couple of months, I'm not saying the lockdown is going to go on for that long, but I think I might keep doing these classes. Another couple of months, we could try it again and see if you're better at them. I mean, they involve things like just in the chair, just going up and down 5 times and timing yourself, seeing how long it takes you to walk, get up and walk around a cone and things. Sometimes a bit difficult in the house, but it might be an idea. But yeah, so it's you've got to think why you're doing these as well. It's not just a way of passing the time. We're all going to live, well, I saw a horrific statistic. I can't remember it exactly, but it's something like women have the last 20 years of their lives with ill health and men 15 years, something like that. I don't want to, I mean, I'm very keen on living very long, but I don't want my later years to be filled with illness and infirmity. And I want to keep my independence. I mean, that's one of the things that some people are motivated by fear. Other people are motivated by the pleasure it gives them. I think I'm motivated by fear, the fear of losing my independence. I mean, I broke my leg about 11 years ago, and people will tell you I was an absolute nightmare. Wouldn't let anybody do anything for me, had to be on my own and things. And so I know that keeping independence is really important to everybody. So consistency of exercise, even if it's only a little thing every day, is the way to go, and just to get into that habit. We've got about another few seconds till 11 o'clock. It's the end of the lecture, by the way. I know you're all motivated, you see, because you you log in to do it. I got told off for not saying hello to somebody the other day, so I'm not going to say hello to anybody by name. Yes, it is beautiful weather, isn't it, Joyce? A bit nippy out there, though. I noticed yesterday. Sun was lovely, but it's noticeable that the wind's coming from the north. I think, Joyce, I think I might. Right. Oh, I said I wasn't going to mention anybody by name. Right. It is. It's just after 11. I'm going to use the bands again today. And if you want to get some, great. But I've changed the exercises slightly from Monday. These are perfectly possible to do these exercises, and you will get benefit from them if you don't have bands. So don't let the fact that you don't have any bands or exercise equipment put you off. But if you want to, you can get bands online. And if you look at the class I did on the 8th, or the one before that, I don't know, one of the classes, it says bands. And it doesn't mean that we're exercising with bands. It explains about bands and what the best way to buy them and things. And if you need any further information, just get in touch with me. Right, enough leather. So, as usual, I seem to be able to see more of that sofa at the moment. You can see my coffee cup, my teacup. Just nice, gentle walking. You can see more of the floor as well. I'm just going to shut this door. Oh, so gentle walking. Hardly taking your toes off the ground, your feet off the ground. On your toes if you can. Remember, move your shoulders. We want to warm up the muscles and the fluid in your joints. So we're just going to do this nice and gently. Not hardly moving, but so it's moisturizing. It's mobilizing the hips, the knees, the ankles, your shoulders, because they're moving, your elbows, because they're going as well, and all the muscles in between. So just by doing a simple exercise like this, you are warming everything up. Right, hands on shoulders, feet hip width apart. Oh, up nice and tall, down, out to the side, back in, forwards and back. And then up again and down. It's just stretching your muscles. Like when you wake up, you give a good stretch, forward and back. One more time, up and down, out and in, forward and back. So we're going to do just a little bit faster and a little bit higher. Just a little bit more vigorously. So make sure that your shoulders, your arms are moving as well. Okay, right. So we're going to put your hand on your shoulder. Imagine there's a pencil sticking out the end. And we're going to do 5. We're going to draw a big circle on the wall, on the imaginary wall. We're going to do 5 back and 5 forward. So we're going to do 1. Try and get as much range of movement as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forward again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's important to have mobile shoulders because it really hampers what you can do if you can't, because the shoulders are very mobile joints, so it's quite easy to dislocate it. So that's why I make you have a little wing here rather than doing it like that, because that puts too much strain on your shoulder, I think. Pencil out there, back again. 1, 2, just do what you can. 3, 4, 5, 6. It feels to me that this shoulder of mine is less mobile than this one. I don't know why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jolly good. Right, we're going into the heel digs. I'm going to have a quick look to see if there's anybody new. I think most of you are fairly familiar with this. So we're going to do, remember, heel digs with your toe pulled back. And at the same time, we're going to do anchor your elbows, and it's just your forearm that moves. Opposite forearm, 2. So you're doing the heel digs and the forearm. Oh, you can see all of me. And we're going to do 3, 2, 1. Next one is sideways. Just a little step out to the side. You don't have to go very far. And then at the same time, prayer hands out to the side. So we're just having to concentrate a little bit, and we're exercising. This is a sort of compound exercise because you're doing two things at once. It's a sort of bog off, buy one, get one free. And 3, 2, 1. The next one is the stepping back. Just a little step back, you don't have to go very far. And at the same time, have your hands here, you're going to go out. So your hands come right out with jazz hands. Splay your fingers, give your hands a bit of a stretch. We tend to forget our hands. And we're going to do 3, 2, 1. And then the last one of this routine, toe taps. So you're just tapping your toe on the ground. So this is your ankle going the opposite way from the heel dig. So it's mobilizing your ankle, your knee, your hips. And at the same time, we're going to do the arms. I'm going a bit fast now, slow down a bit. Three, 2, 1. Fab. Right. Unleash your inner teenager. Shrug. And then place down. Don't blonk it down. We're going to do 5 of these. Up like this. Make sure your shoulders go to your ears rather than your ears coming down to your shoulder. 3, 4, 5, and then back. We're going to roll our shoulders back for 5 and forward for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forward for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll let you into a little secret. That is my least favorite exercise of all the ones that we do. Right, we're going to do the heel dig routine all the way through, nice and slowly. So we're going to start off with a heel dig, and then to the side, and then back, and then a toe tap, and then heel dig, side, back, toe tap. How are you getting on with this? Are you getting any better at it? When it's nice and slow, it's not too bad. And then back. The reason we go faster is because I've got songs playing in my head. Side, back. We'll do one more time. Toe tap, heel dig, side, back, and end on a toe tap. Right, are we warmed up? Goody, goody. We're going into the main body of the exercise now. Just before I go, remember, just before we start, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Just as a quick reminder of how to engage your core. So remember, your core are these muscles around here, but deep inside as well, not just the ones that you can see if you have a 6-pack. So we exhale, pull your navel into your backbone. Shouldn't see you doing any of this. You shouldn't be able to see, well, I can't see you anyway, but There shouldn't be any movement at all. And then release it slightly, and that is your core engaged. If you poke your hands into your tummy, and here particularly where your hip bones are, you should be able to feel that your muscle is tense. Your muscle here is tense, and even the ones in your back. So what I should have said before as well is if you're unable to stand, you can do just about every exercise in the chair. I just sort of launched into this, but you feel free to use the chair if you need to. I always have the chair there. You don't always need to sit in it, but you might need to sit in it halfway through an exercise. You might need to grab hold of it. It's just useful to have a chair there. And in fact, we're going to use the chair for the next one because we're going to start with a squat. Those of you that know how to do the squat, rather than waiting while I explain, you could start if you wanted, just nice and gently. So if you can't stand up or if you can't do a squat, if your thighs and your glutes, that's your big bum muscle, are not strong enough, start off by just standing from a chair and then sitting down. And standing up and sitting down without using your hands. Get into the habit of never using your hands to stand up. If you absolutely have to use your hands, if you just can't get up, use your hands and then sit down. And use your hands and sit down. Right, we're going to do that 10 times. Those of you that I'm not going to use the chair. Those of you that are doing a squat, feet hip width apart, even slightly wider than hip width apart. And remember, don't let your knees come in like that. Your knees should stay out like that. And it's sitting down without the chair. So we're going to do, and you need to only go down that far if you want. You don't have to go right down. You can just go down there until you feel that you're losing the technique. If your knees go like that, that's not how you sit down. Try and sit down doing that. You can't. When you sit down, you stick your bottom out and you sit down. So we're going to do 10. So 1, I'm going to go sideways so as you can see what my bottom's doing. 2, and then push your pelvis forward when you come up. 3, 4, have your hands in front if you want to counterbalance you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Are you managing to do 10? If you can't do 10, that's absolutely fine. This is what I mean by having a notebook or remembering, and then you can aim for maybe one more squat every week, and that way you can build up. You must do it at your own capability. Right, the next one, we are sitting down, and you need your band if you've got one. If you haven't got a band, it doesn't matter. You can do the arm movement without the band. So I'm going to pull this back a bit. You need to sit in the chair towards the front of the chair. Your feet out in front of you with your toe pulled back. And then you loop the band around your feet. Try and get it in your instep so as it doesn't ping off and hit you in the eye or something. And your feet always stay on the floor. Your feet should never leave the floor. Your back is up nice and straight. Have quite a bit of tension on it so as it's pulling your arms down. When I'm bending forward, I like to have it sort of halfway down my calf. Depends how tight your band is. And then holding it, you're just going to roll like this. Pull your arms back, and it's as if you've got a Coke can between your shoulder blades. Just while you do it, try to keep your elbows close to your body. You hold it like that, as if you're holding a dog's lead. Try not to have your elbows way out here. And some people do that. It's not that movement, it's a pulling back. And if you've got no band, just do this. And it's only the arms that move. Sorry, that was a lot of explanation. Right, are we ready? We're going to do 10. So 1, pull back. If it's too easy, have more tension on the band. 2, 3, 4, 5, are your feet still on the ground? Toes pulled back. 6, 7, 8, squidging that can of Coke between your shoulder blades. 9, 10. The thing about using bands or any equipment is there's a certain technique to it, and you have to learn to get the technique right to get the main benefit from it. But I'm sure that was very good. Right. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just looking at my notes. I'm getting confused. The next one, I did this on Monday, but I used the band, but I'm not going to use the band for this one. If you're not able to stand up, you can use the band as I showed you. But I'm not going to do that for this one because I think this one is more effective standing up. I think you get more benefit from it. And the reason I know that is because it's much harder to do it this way. So, engaging core, leg out to the side. Now remember, your toe doesn't point that way. Your foot is just pointing forwards. We're just holding it there. You don't need to bend right to the side. It doesn't matter how far up you get it. It's just how strong this one is. And then down. We're going to do 6, I think. 2. And when it goes down, don't let gravity take it down. 3. Only thing that should move is your leg. Is that 4? 5. 6. Oh, come on, let's do 10. Did we do 10 before? 7. Yeah, I think we did actually. 8. Again, if you can't get to 10, that's absolutely fine. 9. 10. I find this leg strains as well. So it's good because your static leg is taking your weight. So it's good for that. And this leg is moving. Right, engage core. Okay. So 1. Look at your foot. Is it pointing straight ahead? Is it parallel with your other foot? 2. You can feel it there already. 3. 4. I find this one quite hard, but I actually do quite like it. 5, because I feel it's really doing me good. 6. It's very good for that. You've got a smaller glute. You've got the gluteus maximus. 7. And you've got medius as well, which is at the side. And it's good for that. 8. 9. 10. Whew. Give your legs a bit of a wiggle. Right. Next one, we're doing without bands as well, because this is for shoulder mobility and a bit of strength, but mainly for shoulder mobility. So you're standing with your hands by your sides and then you're rotating, turning them so that your palms are facing outwards, feet hip width apart, engage core, and we're going above the head, just to touch your hands above your head. And then you're rotating, I'm going to go down here, rotating it, in fact, it's easier this way, rotate your hands and back down again. Rotate and then up. Pretend the air's very heavy. Push down. 2. And then up. 3. Always rotating. 4. 5. Oh, that air's getting heavier and heavier. And 6. 7. Rotate. 8. Is that 10? I think it is. I must learn to count, mustn't I? Right, we're doing one leg balance now. Now, remember, you can either have your leg, there's two ways of doing this. Leg like that, and then a little bit higher, or leg like that, and then straighten it. If you can't get your leg parallel to the floor, your thigh parallel to the floor, if you can only get it up to there, that's absolutely fine, but just straighten it. By straightening it, you're having to use these thigh muscles. By doing this, it's these muscles here. But if you do this, it's both. Okay? But this one is much harder to do than just raising it up. So it's entirely up to you which one you do. You could mix and match. You can do some where you're straightening and others where you're just raising. If you're in the chair, you can still raise your leg. You can still do this and then raise it a bit more and then down, or you can do that and straighten it. You're getting the same exercise. So if you don't need to hold on, don't. If you can do it, try and do it without holding on, because it's a strengthening exercise, but it's a balancing exercise as well. It's quite difficult. If you can manage it, you're doing really well. So up, up, and then down. We're going, this is the one we don't do. We'll do 6. Up. I'm going to straighten my leg. And then down, that's 2. Up. Straighten. 3. Up. Straighten. 4. Up. Straighten. 5. Whoops. Up. Straighten. 6. Next week we'll do 7 on each side. So same on the other side. Engage core, and we're going to go up, up, and then down, up, straighten, 2, 3, oops, hang on a minute, 4, 5, one more, try and get the balance. Oh, falling backwards. Right, how was that? Sometimes some days you can balance better than others. Usually one side is better at balance than the other. It's weird. There's no rhyme or reason for it. Right. Excuse me, I switched my phone off and it's bleeping at me. Get under there. Right. Next one is we're going to use the band. Actually, I'm going to use a green band so there's a bit of should have a red one actually, I don't know. Should have a different coloured t-shirt on. So with this one, it's very simple. You can do it sitting down if you need to. If you don't, I would prefer you to do it standing up because it's better for your balance and better for your core. So all you need to do is just hold your hands out like that. The main thing on this one is keeping your elbows straight. Okay? And all you're doing is having a bit of tension there and you're just going out and one. When it comes back in, don't go boing like that. Control the, should be the gap. So we're going to do 10. It doesn't matter how far out you get your arms. If you haven't got bands, start like this and just go back like that. You're still getting the movement. You're still using muscles. You're just not doing it against resistance. So we'll do 10. Remember, keeping your arms straight. Don't sort of get into this. So 1, 2, You won't be able to get your arms as far apart as you can if you weren't using bands. 3, 4, 5, keep your elbows straight. 6, the temptation is to start to bend your elbows as you get tired. 7, 8, 9, 10. And that, I feel that across there, it's good for your shoulders. If you do that, if you put your hand on your shoulder and you do that, you can feel the muscles that are moving. The next one, we're not going to sit down, we're not going to do legs, we're going to do another arm one. So have your elbows anchored to your side and have your hands, your palms facing up, and have your band there. Just a small gap between your arms, and we're just going to do that. Again, if you've got no band, just do that. Try and have your hands, your elbow at 90 degrees. Try not to have your hands up here or down there. And we're going to do 10 of these as well. Only your forearm moves. It's the only thing that moves. And remember, control the band. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can count this one because I'm not talking. 7, 8, 9. Starting to feel this in my shoulder now. 10. How was that? You've done that one. You did that one last week. You haven't done the other one before. Right, because we slowed down a bit and we've been doing 3 fairly static exercises, we're going to just get the heart rate up a bit and get the muscles going. So have your hands here, like that, sticking out, elbows at 90 degrees, and we're going to bring our knee up to the hand. Don't bring your hand down to your knee. And if you want to, go on your toes. If you're feeling very daring and weakish, hands across, whoops, knees across the other hand. My balance isn't very good today. You do it that way. You can either do this on your toes. My head's getting chopped off there. Or you can mix and match. Twist your spine for a bit. Then if you're getting a bit tired, come back to just doing that. And then you can go back to doing the spine. You don't have to do it at the speed I'm doing it. You can do it more slowly. It's entirely up to you. We're just going to do this for another few seconds, just to get the heart going. The only reason the hands are there is to give your knee something to aim for. You could just do it without your hands there if you wanted. Right, we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a bit of a long countdown, wasn't it? Whew. Right. Now we're going to do, remember the one we used to do, where you had your thumb, held it into your hand, and you did this, and you had to keep the V. So there should be a V there, and it's your elbows that come up first. So if you don't have a band, do that. If you do have a band, stand on it, feet hip width apart, like that, and then you cross the band over so that you're standing like that, your band is crossed. Don't walk, I'm coming into you so you can see what I'm doing. Right, so you hold this, hands together, so you've still got that V there, and then you're going up with your elbows first. Try not to let your hand go like that. Your forearm and your wrist and your hand should all be one line. So you're going up like that. Oops, that way. However far up you go, it's up to you. I'm going to do 10, 2, 3. I'm just checking to make sure. 4. My wrists are staying more or less stable. 5. 6. With the band. 7. 8. Your forearms are getting a bit of a work because you're having to hang on to the band. 9. 10. Yeah, so that's good for these muscles here. It's quite good for your biceps. But I was just noticing there that because I'm gripping the hand thing, my forearm muscles are having to work as well. So that's a good one. That's a good one. That's the action you use if you're taking a black bin out of a bin bag, out of a black bin bag out of a bin is what I'm trying to say. Right. Because I'm mean and horrible, but because it's very important, we're going to do another 10 squats. So use the chair if you need to, and we're just going to go straight into them. I'm not going to do an explanation. Pay particular attention to your technique, though, your form. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. See, if you managed all 10, that's 20 squats you've done today. That's no mean feat. Right, we're going to go straight into our side bends. So feet hip width apart, slightly wider than hip width. Try not to make sure you don't bend forwards or backwards, just to the side. Hand up like this if you want. If you've got problems with shoulders, don't bother doing this bit. You can do it in the chair if you like as well. And then up. And then 2. Oh, and up. 3. Sometimes I don't mind these, but it seems quite hard today. 4. 5. Because I'm feeling it hard, we need to do another one. 6. Whew. Right, other side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Last one. 6. Whoa. How was that? Right. We're going to do our routine. If you've got music and you want to put it on, please do. We'll go through it. If you want to go and put the music on while we're slowly going through it, remember it's heel dig, side, side, back, back, toe tap, heel, heel, side, side, back, back, toe tap, toe tap. We'll do one more time. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Right, I'm just going to get rid of this in case I bash into it. And in my head, I've got a song going on, so we're going to do it at that rhythm. And this is just because, although we haven't actually been that static, but this is just to warm your muscles up a bit and hopefully give you a bit of enjoyment if you've got music. Plus it's good for your coordination, plus it's good for your balance, and I think it's a good way to end the session. So just let me get the music in my head. Right, so heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, sorry, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. Heel, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel, side, back, toe tap. It's weird doing that without music, but I still quite enjoy doing it, and you've really got to concentrate on it. So don't go away. We've got the stretches yet. So get your chair, and then we're going to stretch the first. We're going to go from the bottom to the top. So we're going to do the calf stretch. So front leg bent, back leg straight, back heel on both heels on the ground. In fact, make sure your feet are both pointing forwards and lean forward. And you should feel the stretch just behind your knee at the top of your calf. And then just gently bend your back knee, let your heel come off the ground and feel the stretch going down into your lower calf and your Achilles tendon. And then switch legs, front leg bent, back leg straight. Just check that your feet are both pointing the right way. Heel on the ground, back leg straight, feel the stretch behind your knee, sort of at the top of your calf. To increase the stretch, you just bend forward more. To decrease it, stand up more. Bend your back knee very gently, heel comes off the ground. Stretch goes down into your lower calf, Achilles. If any of you have plantar fasciitis, this is quite a good one for that. If you don't know what plantar fasciitis is, think yourselves lucky. Right, chair. Sorry, not chair. We're going to do the quadriceps, the thigh stretch. Those of you that can, grab your foot, your shoe, your shin, anything you like, standing up straight, knees together. Those of you that can't do that, if you've got dodgy knees or you don't, this twists your knee slightly, so you might not want to do it. You just do this. Just kicking your legs up like that. This is dynamic stretching. The other one is static stretching. Keep doing this. Dynamic stretchers, keep doing that. Static stretchers, do the other leg. Woo, holding on. And you should feel the stretch on your calf. I'm not going to do it because it twists my knee. So just keep doing that for a few more seconds. Okay. Next one, your hamstrings, the big muscles at the back of your legs. Pull this back a bit. Right. Sitting up towards the edge of the chair. Sitting up nice and straight, knees at 90 degrees, one leg out in front, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips. Now, however far you go is up to you. So this one particularly should be challenging but not painful. If it's painful, I mean, sometimes people go, all through the stretch. I would say they're stretching a bit too extremely. It should be challenging but not painful. I'm quite flexible, so I can get right down to my toe, but if you can't do that, that's absolutely fine. It's your hamstrings you're stretching, not mine. So we'll just hold this for a few more seconds. And then we'll sit up, sitting up nice and straight again, leg out, toe pulled back, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Make sure your toe keeps back as well. There's a temptation to start to let your toe point. You get more benefit if your toe is pulled back. When I say more benefit, I mean it makes it more challenging. Okay, next one, standing up one. Hands out to the side, palms facing forwards. And you're going round a tree. So your arms are round like that rather than straight. Round like that, at shoulder height, and then dip your neck. So you're trying to pull your shoulder blades apart and stretch those big muscles at the top of your back, at your shoulders. And then release. And if you can, put your hands, interlock your fingers. If not, elbows as near together as you can get them. Imagine that kind of Coke between your shoulder blades. If you've interlocked your fingers, lift your hands, your arms up, and that gives you the stretch across your chest. And then the next one, release that. Now we've worked these muscles quite hard. So have your hand across your chest, put your hand on your elbow and just push slightly so that you stretch these muscles here. Try not to turn as you do it. I realised I was doing that. Try not to turn. It's just your arm that is pushed. If you've got problems with your shoulders and this hurts, just leave it out. Don't do it. There's not really any way to do this without hurting you if you've got dodgy shoulders. And then release, and we'll do the other one. And then last arm stretch, hand up like this and then down your back. If you can't get it like this and it's only to there, it doesn't matter. Just go as far as you can and then pull that. That's the stretch these triceps. Although we haven't really done much specific tricep work for a couple of sessions, it's still quite good to give them a stretch. It just stretches down here as well. And then the next one, pull back. Okay, sitting down again. We've reached the neck. So just look down, put your hand on your crown, but don't push, just let the weight of your hand push your head down slightly. And then look up. Now I'm going to turn your head as far as you can to the left. Put your hand on your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center like that. But resist with your hand. Your hand stops your head moving. It's just your head that moves, not your shoulders. And then create that tension in your neck. And then release and see if you can turn your head slightly more. Hold it there for a couple of seconds. And then bring your head back to the center. And then turn your head to the right. Hand on the chin. Turn your head, but resist with your hand. Fight, 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 fight. All that tension. Release. And see if you can turn your head slightly more. Back to the center. Thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't and you would like to, click the subscribe button and the little bell, which means that you get a notification from my YouTube channel. Subscribing doesn't commit you to anything. It's not. I'm not going to ask you for any money. It's just like following. And that's it. So I'll see you on Saturday, bright and early, 5 to 11. If there's anything specific you would like me to talk about on Saturday, not Friday, Saturday. If there's anything you would like me to talk about on Saturday, drop me a line, let me know. Otherwise, I'll think of up a topic and talk about it at 5 to 11. Goodness me, Rosemary, pay attention. Bye.